Julie Yoder from English with Purpose came to visit me at 401 North Market Street in downtown Frederick. How are you?
I'm well.
Good. She pitch winner from last year.
Yes.
And your original business ideas had to take a little shift just because some of the downsizing of the government, because your focus was really people, a lot of your people would have come from kind of that sector. Is that correct? Am I right?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
We work with people from all sectors.
Okay.
But we work with international professionals who are legalized to work here in the States.
Yeah.
But a lot of people in that description are sort of pulling back right now. Just general uncertainty.
Yeah,
and because we do work with a variety of sectors, almost every sector has been impacted. And so it's also interesting to see, how things are changing for people.
Yeah.
But in 2024, there was a lot of enthusiasm for intrinsic motivation for professional development. And this is just, I think, no longer the time, right? As people figure out they don't know what's coming next, right?
Next?
And so that's a natural cycle that we have been through before.
Yeah, yeah. So you have very quickly decided that, hey, what we can do is something a little bit different, offering things to anyone who might be interested. So let's talk about what you're going to do starting today.
Sure. So our signature event is a one-day public speaking and presentation skills retreat.
Fun.
And it's at my little homestead farmette in Iamsville.
Yeah.
And it's designed as an intensive, but in an environment where you come together in the morning, you set your intention, we have a light breakfast, and then we work very hard during the workshop programming, and then we take a break for lunch. You sit down with everybody in your cohort, you have an organic lunch with wine, locally sourced as much as possible.
I love it.
You have a helper on site to help you with anything you might need for the day.
Yeah.
And then we go back to the afternoon programming. There's a break where you can walk on our country road or do yoga on the farm or hang out with the chickens.
I love it.
And then at the end of the day, everybody gives a mini presentation with feedback. The idea is based in research that, when you're working on something that's particularly challenging, relaxing the nervous system is going to make you more open to learning.
Oh.
It's something that we know already, but there is actual research about.
So you're not all tense and worried and all of that. That's excellent. So the people who would be great for this is literally anybody who doesn't like public speaking and maybe has something coming up, right?
Yes.
That they have a presentation, maybe they're doing something at work, maybe it's just speaking to your kid's class about career day, but you're really nervous about it. Being comfortable speaking in front of people, everything about it, if you can be more comfortable, makes the experience better for everybody, right? No one likes watching people who are nervous. It's uncomfortable as a spectator, and certainly as somebody who's presenting. You're going to help kind of get over that.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, it's a great example. Public speaking is not just giving a speech at a conference or on stage or a TED style talk. It's, it could be sharing at your kid's school.
Yeah.
It could be, pretty much anything where you're the one with all the eyes on you.
Right.
And you have a message to convey.
Yeah.
And depending upon your work, a lot of people don't have to do that every day. So it's a skill that you can build just like anything else.
Exactly.
And what we have found, and what is true is that most people, there's the nervousness, and some people do have more stage fright than others. And, we have some techniques for helping with that. It's okay to be nervous. It's natural.
Sure.
Right? Like nervousness
I get nervous.
Exactly. A sign of wanting to do a good job. Right?
Exactly. Yes.
But the structuring is usually where there's a lot of work that happens on the front end. You don't have to have a script. It could be something simple like speaking at your kid's school. But if you go in completely unprepared, without thinking about what it is you want, the message you want to convey, and how to structure it for an audience who's not you inside your brain, that's usually the step that people skip. And so that's kind of what we start with.
This is such a great point because recently, and I've done a few like award type shows or honoree type shows or events, and the people who are speaking are very well educated. And very, they speak very well. However, you can tell the ones that have put thought into the beginning, the middle, and the end, and kind of wrapping things up into a beautiful little package, and the ones who are speaking off the cuff. And while, again, both, it's wonderful, you really walk away thinking about the ones who have actually told the story or wrapped things up in a really nice way or made things succinct and didn't kind of go off the rails and lose their track and try to get back. There really is something to that.
Yeah. And one of the things we've been doing for the past year is deep research into which AI tools are very helpful for structuring presentations, for strengthening communication. So that's a new element in our training.
Yes.
Because it is, many people have mastered ChatGPT, but they don't know about other tools that are out there, or they've never used it. You know, they're like, look up this for me or tell me this.
Right.
But as a brain dump for structuring your thoughts to get ready for anything, it is excellent if you know how to prompt it. And that's part of our program. That's where
the key is. The key in chat, and we talk about this a lot on the show, ChatGPT can be a great resource, but it is all in the prompt to get the information back that doesn't make it sound like AI, or even to structure things in a way that makes sense, you know, when you're trying to regurgitate it or whatever. Yeah, it's really great. All right, so when is this happening?
So this is open to both individual cohorts and companies who are looking for unique offsite training.
Okay.
If you are an individual, on our website at englishwithpurpose.com, there's a retreats tab, and you can see all the planned open registration dates for the rest of 2025. But we also, you know, if you're interested, please just get in touch, because those are just the open cohort dates for anybody. We can arrange a special date for your organization, or if you have a small group of people who are interested together, you know, we can
You're
do
very
that too.
flexible.
We're very
You'll
flexible.
Be very, and look,
as long as I'm not at the beach.
Yeah, exactly. And the great thing is, look, you want to make it known that you're interested, even if these dates don't work for you, so that Julie and her team can reach back out when new dates open up or when other opportunities happen. Because right now, you guys are really finding other avenues that could be very helpful to people here in the community, and their companies, and even their just professional at all. And new things are going to happen all the time. Yeah.
And I have been reading, I mean, all the preparation I had to do in the research for She Pitch is that front-facing public speaking skills are among the most in demand by companies.
Yeah.
Because we went through a pandemic, people's communication skills are rusty.
Sure.
You know, we were living our lives online. Younger generations are increasingly living their lives online. That's the thing I have, and maybe in the pipeline for that has been requested, is a cohort just for young people.
Yeah.
To help with that. So it's definitely a marketable skill.
Yes.
And we can also issue a certificate of completion if you need that for your resume or your LinkedIn or your employer.
Yeah, love
or for your job search.
You can never go wrong strengthening feeling comfortable speaking in front of huge audiences, small audiences, your team, whatever that is. It makes you look confident, makes you look smarter, and it just makes you, attractive in the sense of an employer when you can stand and speak at will because you know the code. You're going to be very successful just because of that. I think
that's our number one request for employers who reach out to us to train their employees. I have this person, they're wonderful, they have so much potential. I need them to be in a more client-facing role. I need them to be in a more front-facing role.
But
they need a little bit of polishing.
In nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with those people. They just don't know the skills. They don't know the tricks. They don't know
or they haven't had to do
planning.
It.
Right.
They haven't had to do it.
Exactly. All right. This is Julie. Her company is English with Purpose, englishwithpurpose.com. Get the details, get yourself comfortable speaking in front of a crowd, and she's going to help you, her and her team, and you got to go see her place.
It's gorgeous.
Yes, she's put a lot into it. She wants you to visit as well. All right, thank you guys for watching.